In the United States, a staggering amount of food goes to waste every year. This waste is not only ethically questionable, but also environmentally damaging. Households are significant contributors to this problem, with an estimated 37% of all food waste originating in our homes. One of the primary culprits behind this waste is the confusion surrounding food date labels. These labels, often misunderstood, lead us to discard perfectly edible food, further exacerbating the problem. The consequences of our wasteful habits are far-reaching. Food production requires immense resources, including water, land, and energy. When we throw away food, we're essentially wasting all the resources that went into producing it. This waste has significant environmental implications, contributing to greenhouse gas emissions and deforestation. Moreover, food waste represents a missed opportunity to address food insecurity, as millions of people around the world lack access to sufficient nutritious food. Open dating, the current system of food labeling in the United States, is often a source of confusion for consumers. Unlike closed dating, which uses codes primarily for stock rotation in supermarkets, open dating aims to provide consumers with information about a product's freshness and estimated shelf life. However, the lack of standardization and clarity in these labels often leads to misinterpretation and unnecessary food waste. The most common open dates we encounter are best by, sell by, and use by dates. While these labels might seem self-explanatory, their meanings are not always clear-cut. Best by dates, for instance, typically indicate when a product will be at its peak quality in terms of taste and texture. However, it does not necessarily mean that the food is unsafe to eat after that date. Similarly, sell-by dates are primarily for retailers to manage their inventory and have little to do with the product's actual shelf life. While date labels can provide a general guideline, the best way to determine if food is still good to eat is to trust your senses. Our sight, smell, and touch can be surprisingly accurate tools for assessing food freshness. Before relegating something to the trash bin based solely on a date, take a moment to examine it closely. Start by visually inspecting the food for any signs of spoilage, such as mold, discoloration, or wilting. Next, give it a sniff. Off-putting odors, like a sour or rancid smell, are clear indicators that something has gone bad. Finally, use your sense of touch. Slimy textures, excessive softness, or unusual stickiness can also be signs of spoilage. While this method might seem rudimentary, it is a surprisingly effective way to gauge food freshness and reduce waste. Addressing the issue of food waste requires a multifaceted approach involving both individual actions and systemic changes. On an individual level, we can start by becoming more conscious consumers. This includes understanding the limitations of date labels and relying more on our senses to determine food freshness. Furthermore, we can adopt better food management practices at home, such as planning meals in advance, storing food properly, and using leftovers creatively. Beyond individual actions, there is a need for systemic change to address the issue of food waste at its root. This includes standardizing date labels to reduce confusion and promote consistency, implementing policies that incentivize food donation and reduce liability concerns for businesses can also play a significant role. By working together, we can create a more sustainable food system that minimizes waste and ensures that everyone has access to safe and nutritious food.